Wir gehen mal rein und zwar in Watches of CEOs. Ganz spannendes Thema eigentlich, was so berühmte Leute für Uhren am Handgelenk haben. Er hat mich auch persönlich immer interessiert. Hat schon mit vielen Leuten gedreht, einer der ganz Großen da.
Alright guys, so this is part 2 of the series. So if you've not seen the first video, definitely go check it out after this video. On top of that, we're gonna be looking at one watch per individual. So let's jump into it. So first up, we have the CEO of LinkedIn.
Nee, Part 1 haben wir schon mal gesehen.
Jeff Weiner. Jeff started
Der Jeff Weiner.
his tenure with LinkedIn back in 2008 and now is the current CEO. Since becoming CEO, LinkedIn has grown exponentially, with the platform now eclipsing over 500 million users. Under Jeff's leadership, LinkedIn was acquired by Microsoft for $20 billion back in 2016.
Wow.
But when it comes to the watch that Jeff wears, he's been seen wearing an AP Royal
Tatsache. Sogar mit weißem Blatt. Das ist die 15300, die auch Justin als Iced Out hat. Interessante Uhr.
The Royal Oak is a watch from an independent luxury Swiss brand, Audemars Piguet, that was designed by famous watch designer
Der Gerald Genta.
back in 1972. When looking back at a few pictures, it appears that he has been seen sporting the reference 1540.
Nee, ist nicht die 15400. Ich meine, es ist die 15300. Aber kann auch 15400 sein. Spontan habe ich 15300 gesagt.
Euro ST with a silver tone dial. This watch comes in with that iconic steel case that has really made the...
Warum hat der jetzt hier Frosted Gold? Also das ist jetzt nicht die Uhr.
Royal Oak a legend. This particular one is 41 millimeters, has 50 meters of water resistance, features an AP3120 automatic movement, and comes with a price point of around $17,000. And despite the AP not really being a watch that would suit me, I would certainly endorse Jeff, maybe on LinkedIn, for wearing this watch. All right, that was bad. Okay. For our next individual, we have Bill Gates. And he's not technically the CEO of Microsoft anymore, but come on, the guy is probably one of the most influential business executives in the 20th century and the 21st century for that matter. As a result of founding Microsoft back in 1975, from 1995 to 2017, he held the Forbes title of the richest person in the world all but 4 years and currently has a net worth of an estimated $95 billion. He's still the second richest person in the world, only behind Jeff Bezos, a man that we mentioned in our previous video.
Jeff hat auf jeden Fall auch zwei unterschiedlich große Augen, ne? Ähnlich wie bei mir.
So definitely check that out after this. Nowadays though, Bill spends most of his time as the co-chairman of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So what is he wearing on his wrist as he does this? A watch that I've mentioned several times in the channel, surprisingly in videos that have terms like affordable and under $100 in the title. The watch is the Casio MDV1061A, also known as the Casio Duro. The watch is one of Casio's most beloved analog watches, considering the vast majority of their watches are digital. The watch comes with a 44mm case, is powered by a quartz movement, has 200
Hätte ich jetzt tatsächlich nicht zu ihm getan, also Casio, komisch, aber gut.
Meters of water resistance and comes in with a price point of around $40, even less than the price of a Microsoft Office subscription. So this next individual is the CEO of Citigroup. It might be somebody you might not be as familiar with unless you're really invested into the business community, and that is Michael Corbat. So Michael the CEO of Citigroup, one of the big four banks in America, coming in as the third largest bank in the US, claiming $1.8 trillion in assets. Corbat has been serving as CEO since 2012 and brings in a salary of around $23 million a year. So when taking
Okay, kriegt quasi das Gehalt, 23 Millionen verdient der im Jahr. Interessant.
Glance at what was on the wrist of Corbat in some photos, I noticed that this guy appears to like his watches, and he has one interesting pick, which was the Gerard Perregaux World Time, in what looks to be in pink gold. With that speculation,
Unverkäufliche Uhr. Unverkäuflich.
we can assume that this is the reference for
Vor allem, schaut euch mal die Referenznummern an. Welcher Wahnsinnige hat sich diese Referenznummer ausgedacht? Leute, wirklich.
557-52-131-BB6C. This particular model comes with a 40mm case, features an automatic GP033000022 movement, and comes in with a price point of $20,000
Komisch, ne? Sekundenzeiger in blau gemacht.
retail. So guys, if you're liking this video so far, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you're new here. And then also, one of the most overlooked things I see from a watch enthusiast is not investing in good watch straps. Spend all this time just figuring out what watches they want to collect, but they don't do a lot of things to help support and make...
Tatsächlich gibt es wenig gute Bandhersteller. Aber das, was ich jetzt da gerade gesehen habe, so diese etwas rougher zu Vintage-Bändern, das ist nicht so mein Style. Aber er hat schon recht, also gute Bänder sind schwer zu finden.
Them look as great as they can in the wrist. On my website, I have some awesome watch straps, so definitely go over there. Any purchase as well helps support the channel. But let's continue here. Now, next up on our list, we have the chairman of the board of management at Daimler, Dietrich Zetsche. Daimler is a German multinational automotive corporation and one of the largest...
Grüß Gott. Boah, sein Schnurrbart. Boah. Ein richtiger Mann.
Companies in Europe and the world, owning the likes of brands like Mercedes-Benz. The corporation...
Wie kann man bitte so einen dichten Schnurrbart bekommen? Sehr solide. Sehr solide, da gehen Props raus an den CEO und Geschäftsführer der Daimler Corporation.
Comes in with over 250,000 employees and brought in $157 billion in revenue their previous fiscal year. Zetsche has been the chairman of the board of management of Daimler AG and head of Mercedes-Benz cars since 2006, as well as a member of the company's board since 1998. He's been seen wearing a watch.
Seit 1998 ist er im Vorstand. Puh. Der Mann hat, glaube ich, der hat Geld verdient, sagen wir mal. Was hat er denn da an? Oh, das sieht nicht gut aus.
Independent watchmaker and jeweler Chopard. Chopard has been making watches since 1860 and first really developed a reputation with
Mille passt ja zu seinem, aber ja.
With their construction of pocket watches and ladies' watches.
Ich finde, es hätte so viel Style, weißt du, wenn so eine konservative Persönlichkeit, sagen wir mal so eine 39 70 oder so von Patek trägt.
Is his Chopard Mille GMT reference 16899230001. The watch features a 42.5mm case, has an automatic
tatsächlich witzige Uhr. Kostet, glaube ich, aktuell kann man die schon schnappen für 2.500 Euro.
4 underneath the hood, has 50 meters of water resistance and a GMT hand. Probably a very useful function for a business executive that has to travel to many different meetings across the world. And the watch comes in with a $6,000 price point. So to round out our list, we have arguably the greatest investor of all time, Warren Buffett. Buffett has a reported net worth of $84 billion and is the current CEO and chairman.
Lange 1 passt besser zu ihm. Vince, richtig.
An American multinational conglomerate.
Aber Patek wäre halt aufgrund der Gehaltsklasse, aber sonst gebe ich dir recht.
Company headquartered in Omaha, Nebraska. Berkshire Hathaway currently is the 7th largest company in the S&P 500 index by market capitalization and is famous for having the most expensive share price in history with a Class A share costing around $300,000. So what watch has accompanied Buffett's wrist during his many years of investing? It is reported that Buffett purchased a Rolex Day-Date President back in the 1980s and has spoken rather favorably of the brand by being quoted by saying this: "Luxury watchmakers such as Geneva-based Rolex are great companies. They know my number, but they haven't called yet." The watch has been made iconic by being seen on the wrist of many US presidents.
They know my number, but haven't called yet. Das beschreibt exakt die Situation. Ja? Warren Buffett, einer der reichsten oder ein sehr wohlhabender Mann, aber Rolex oder Patek oder sonst würde niemals da anrufen. Niemals.
Like Lyndon B. Johnson and JFK, for example. Based on the available pictures and the timeline in which he potentially purchased this watch, it appears that Buffett is wearing a Rolex Day-Date President reference 18238 with a silver dial. This watch comes in 18 karat gold with a matching President bracelet, a fluted bezel with a 36mm case featuring an automatic 3.55 movement. These watches are currently holding a $12,000 to $15,000 price point on the used market. In other words, these watches have maintained their value quite well, but still probably not the best return on investment, at least for what Buffett is used to getting from most of his investments. So guys, that is the video for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up.
Schönes Video.